They're dead to me now. You're dead, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
You are dead. You're the worst band ever now. Hello there, welcome to Riot Act Reviews, part of the Riot Act podcast. A little mini bite of the podcast with me, Stephen Hill. Hello, hope you're well. And him, it's Remfry Deadman. There he is in all his magical glory. How you doing, Remfry? You all right?
Hello. Yeah, I'm all right, Steve. I am... I don't know if looking forward to is the correct term to use for this, but I'm definitely looking forward to... I think I'm looking forward to discussing this album.
Okay,
especially
good. So yes, as I said, this is Riot Act Reviews. This is where we take an album of some note from the recent releases in the music world, and we talk about what a fucking piece of shit it is. Oh no, sorry, that's just this specific episode. Today we're going to be looking at the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Unlimited Love, the 12th studio album from the funk rock megastars who are from... hold on, I've got to check where they're from. They are from...
California.
Oh, they're from California. I don't know if they've ever mentioned that before, but they're from California. It's the follow-up to 2016's The Getaway, which was terrible. Bit like the one before that, and the one before that, and the one before that, and basically go back to the sort of mid-90s and fill in the blanks, if you'd like to do that. Remfry, how are you anyway? So the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I'll bring you in here now that I've done my bit. Were you excited about this at all? Because this is the first album back with John Frusciante. He left in 1992, didn't he, John Frusciante? And then he came back, and then he left again in 2009. And he is a good guitarist, isn't he, John Frusciante? He is a good guitarist.
Well, I genuinely love John Frusciante, as you well know. He has a feel about him. It's a sort of elusive X factor. It's very difficult to sort of discuss and sum up what it is about John Frusciante that makes him such a brilliant guitar player. But there's just something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm struggling, to be honest, but go on. Yeah.
There's just something. It's not even in a technical sense. I think he's technically fairly gifted, but he's not like shredding all over the place all the time. There's just something about honestly, there's something about the way that he plays the notes which I really, really enjoy. Slash is a similar one in that I can't specifically tell you what I love about Slash, but he has a certain feel which feels very much his own. And
that is true, yeah.
Yeah, and John Frusciante coming back for this. Look, I tried not to get too excited because I've been burnt by the Chili Peppers a lot, frankly.
They are red hot.
I'm a lot kinder to the Chili Peppers than you are in terms of the albums of theirs that I like and the albums of theirs that I dislike. But even the last time that I really, really, really enjoyed...
The Daily Mail are kinder to Jeremy Corbyn than I am to the Red Hot Chili Peppers, so, that's not that high a bar, to be honest.
Sure. The last Red Hot Chili Peppers album that I really, really enjoyed, I know you don't like it, but 2002's, by the way, is the last one that I've liked. But it has been 20 years since they've released an album that I have liked at all, really. I mean, there are bits on Stadium Arcadium, there are bits on I'm With You, there's even bits on The Getaway, which is really bad, which I can pick and choose and go, okay, well, I do like that song or whatever. But yes, was I excited? I had a residual build of excitement initially, but I tried to temper it, knowing full well that I would likely be disappointed, is probably the truth. Little minor spoiler, I should have tempered it even further because, my God, this was a disappointment for someone who had quite low expectations in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I say, John Frusciante legitimately is a very good guitarist with a very good style of his own, and people were excited about him coming back. But let's be honest, as we discussed when we chatted about his solo stuff, he has absolutely no idea about brevity or quality control whatsoever. So these people that were going, oh, John Frusciante's back, it might be good, I just thought, whatever could make you such a delusional prick to think that? How could you be so gullible and easily seduced by the idea that this bloke, who hasn't been good for 30 years, coming back and has made a bunch of really long, quite weird solo albums, he's going to save this band after all this. That's what he's going to do. So, you know, the question, I mean, but before we get into this, right, if you're one of the, because I know there'll be some people who've gone, oh, there's a podcast reviewing the new Red Hot Chili Peppers album. Oh, there's a video on YouTube of people reviewing the new Red Hot Chili Peppers album. And I've come out quite early on and sort of
come out swinging,
stamped my authority into how I feel about it. I'm just going to say, Remfry, tell the people, you can see on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, tell the people what I'm holding up, right? That's a vinyl of 1995's One Hot Minute by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I was going to tell
sorry, I got excited. Yes, it was. The vinyl of 1995. I paid £100 for that.
I was about to say, which you spent too much money on, frankly.
£100 I spent on that. Yeah. 100 fucking pounds I spent on that. Yeah. So, don't tell me that you just want to hate them. You just want to hate them. You don't like them. You're biased. No, I spend more money on this fucking terrible band in the last couple of months than you probably have in the last decade, right? So don't tell me that I can't have a say in what they sound like, what's going on right now. I used to bloody fucking like the Red Hot Chili Peppers a lot, right?
Same.
This is not me going, oh, I've got a thing against them and I've got a thing, I'm going to get them. I would love them to come back and release a good album. But I'm not a moron. I'm not an idiot. I would like Portsmouth to win the Champions League. I'm not a fucking idiot. I don't think it's going to happen. You stupid. I'm not a fucking idiot. So anyway, if you are one of those people like, I've come on this book, you're biased against them. I'm not, all right? I'm not biased against them. I'm just telling you what I think about what's going on right now and what's been going on for a long fucking time. And that is the Red Hot Chili Peppers are shit. They are shit. So, the question I'm going to ask you, Remfry, and I'm going to answer it myself as well, is what in 2002 would be your main hopes for a new Red Hot Chili Pepper album? I'm going to answer first. I'm going to say my hope would be that it just never existed.
I think a realistic hope would be I'm about to say realistic hope, and then I was about to say an album with no filler on it. Now, the Red Hot Chili Peppers have made 12 albums, and not one of them, not even Blood Sugar Sex Magic, which I think is
a great album.
I personally think it's a classic album. There's the general consensus would say it's a classic album. Yep. I think you're not far behind that. I
think it's a very, very, very good album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
And I mean, they continue to besmirch the legacy of it with every passing second that ticks away, diminishing the quality of their own obituary, in the words of Stuart Lee. But yes, Blood Sugar Sex Magic is a really, really great record.
Yeah, they're certainly one of the big, massive global acts who make quite baffling decisions, it has to be said. We have spoken about this with Metallica. We've spoken about it with, they're not quite on the same level at all, but Machine Head, when sometimes you see that a decision has clearly been made, it's clearly been decided that this is the direction they want to go in. It's not a mistake or anything like that, but you just kind of think to yourself, why? So, in terms of what would I have liked from a 2022 Red Hot Chili Peppers album, something with no filler would have been nice. Something short, maybe 45 minutes. Something that could have had the kind of... Something that I like about By the Way, and I'm not going to get into whether By the Way is any good or not in this, because I think we could do that another time. But I do like the... dynamics of it. It's a very dynamic record. It feels like it goes to lots and lots of places, almost geographically. And
California, Southern California. California. Dunkin' Donuts in California.
There's a song called Cabron, which has a sort of vaguely Mexican feel to it, which is a really nice little, acoustic ditty thing. It's far better than anything that's on here. It's not nowhere near even the best song on that record. But you know, I mean, By the Way is a long record. It's too long, but at least it feels diverse. It doesn't feel like it stays in one place for really, really
for 1 hour
long
and 13 minutes.
Yeah, for 73 minutes and 6 seconds, and
So we just do a sort of broad overview because I can't really be bothered to sort of tippy-toe around this, to be honest. I don't think I have, and I'm not going to. Overall, broadly, I'm just going to say it. This is terrible. This is a terrible record. Obviously, it's terrible. It's a Red Hot Chili Peppers album in 2022. Obviously, it's terrible. It's too long. It's really boring. It features lots of utterly nonsensical lyrics, very poor vocal delivery, incredibly bloated. All the songs are too long. The composition is all over the place. The songs often don't make any sense at all, and it's just generally like a kind of shitty version of Jamiroquai.
That is very damning.
Yeah, but I have to say, probably my least favourite thing about the record, and it's been like this for a while, to be fair, is definitely Anthony Kiedis, who I think has to be in the running surely for the least talented person ever to be in a big band. And I'm happy to include Bez from the Happy Mondays in that as well.
You're not going to get any major arguments from me. The one thing Anthony Kiedis has going for him is identity. He does have a strong identity. A lot of the time, that identity is how shit he is at something.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, for some reason, people seem to sort of take his shitness to their hearts, weirdly. He certainly...
It's the punk rock thing of, I could do that. Because you used to look at like punk rock bands and go, I reckon I could play like that. Whereas you look at Anthony Kiedis and you go, I reckon I could do that much better than that. I reckon I could do that, but much better. People, again, Red Hot Chili Peppers saying, wow, what have you ever done? Well, I've done an album and it's better than this. Like, fuck you. I don't give a shit that no one bought it. I don't give a shit it was only released on a little label. I don't give a shit that it's 20-something years old. Don't give a shit. My album and my vocal performance on that album and my lyrics on that album were better than anything Anthony Kiedis has done for over a decade.
Yeah.
And that is true, isn't it?
I'm with you.
It actually is. It actually is. And you can go, you've got a really high opinion of yourself. I don't actually. I just have a spectacularly low opinion of Anthony Kiedis, who is one of the most dislikable, talentless people in the history of music, I think.
To repetition, mediate your ill condition now.
I mean, in terms of people being in a massive band, I said to you on the phone the other day, I'd put him on the same par as Ollie Sykes, who we've spoken about recently. I mean, right now there's no, right now, if we're talking about right this second, Ollie Sykes isn't doing anything on his albums that are anywhere near as poor or phoned in as Anthony Kiedis. I mean, other than that fucking long ambient bollocks. Oh man, what about the clouds that are made out of like thoughts or whatever shit he was going on about, that piece of shit. This isn't Sykes versus Kiedis, but I would say that Kiedis has a stronger identity than Sykes does.
Kiedis has a stronger identity than Sykes, yeah. I mean, definitely, but it's over years and years of a thing. Yeah, he does.
But so... my feeling, I know that you probably don't share this feeling, but my feeling is even the latter day Red Hot Chili Peppers albums, they usually have at least a cracking single, like one of the singles that they release. So Danny California, for example.
Danny California's all right.
It's fucking great from Stadium Arcadium. I also really like Snow Hey-O from that record, but you can usually...
Go on, sing it. I don't know what that sounds like. Go on, sing it.
Hey-O, listen what I say.
Oh, that's not good, that.
It's mainly... but the main reason I love that song is because John Frusciante's amazing arpeggios on that. It's just so fluid and so it's lovely. But it is all down to John Frusciante, the reason I like that song. Anyway, so when I pressed play on the album, I knew that Black Summer had been if not the first single, it was a single that was released. And I was kind of expecting, the opener to be the one. It's usually the banger. Around the World, by the way. It's usually a banger at least. Black Summer is slow, insipid, and very, very boring, which sort of sets a trend for the rest of the record, really. It sounds like a very poor imitator of the sort of quieter material that they did on Californication. I know you don't like that record at all, but half of Californication I think is a great record. So I'm not coming at this from the point of view of clean guitars and it's all sort of, I don't know, like music you'd play at a beach kind of thing. I'm not being like anti Jack Johnson or anything like that. I think Morning View by Incubus is one of their best albums. I'm not anti hippie. I just think this song's boring. It's just fucking boring.
Yeah, I mean, it's really quite a dull song. Yeah. It's quite a dull song and it doesn't really jump out at you. The only things that jump out at you is just how atrocious some of Anthony Kiedis' lyrics are. Like, a sailor spoke too soon and China's on the dark side of the moon.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean by that?
By the way.
What are you on about? The platypus of few, the right side of the blue. Again, like, this is fucking the cat sat on the mat fucking crap and like...
Yeah.
There's not even any... But there are a couple of songs on here where I go, this song appears to be about something. Maybe a third of the tracks, I go, this appears to be about something. And Red Hot Chili Peppers... I mean, the reason I like One Hot Minute is because I listen to it, and even if it's like gibberish nonsense, I still would listen to a song and go, well, that's about something. Do you know what I mean? Tearjerker's about Kurt Cobain, and I suppose you find that out later, but it's about My Friends is about him being depressed and needing to... Do you know what I mean?
Under
like
the Bridge. Under the Bridge.
Yeah, their songs are about things. It's about something. Even if it's clouded in Anthony Kiedis' fucking, I drank some shampoo, dip dap do, or whatever fucking inane nonsense he comes out with. You go at some point. You go, I kind of know what that's on about.
He can be quite coded sometimes. I've never really figured out what party on your pussy means.
Well, I think that literal. I think that's quite a literal song actually. But this is like so many songs I was listening to, and I was like, these are just words, mate. Yes. This is like Ross Noble. But no, this is the thing where, we were saying about comedians who just like, it sounds really easy to put the word cheese at the end of every sentence and you just be like Noel Fielding. It's not that easy.
Yeah.
It's not that easy to do that. And Anthony Kiedis has lost the fucking plot on this album. He sounds like an extra from fucking One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
I don't think he's
just a dribbling mess of a man. He's fucking awful.
I don't think he's even lost the plot. Unfortunately, I don't have the quote in front of me, but I did read a quote somewhere where he said that he went with whatever the first thing that came to his mind was for the lyrics. So he didn't really sit down and write lyrics. The gibberish nonsense that he came up with when he was writing the vocal melodies is what we get on the album. Now, it's been 8 years since the last Red Hot Chili Peppers album. Anthony Kiedis, what do you do? You've had 8 years of doing... 6 years. Is it 6 years?
Yeah, 2016.
Fine. 6 years, whatever.
6 years is more understandable, right?
You've got one job. You've got two jobs. Come up with some lyrics and come up with some vocal melodies and try not to look shit up against three admittedly brilliant musicians.
This is the problem, because the other three are really good.
They're brilliant at their respective instruments. Yeah,
seem to give a fuck what's going on at the moment. No. They couldn't give a fuck, could they? They are phoning this shit in. They are fucking phoning it in. But Kiedis, I don't know what he's playing at on this record. Yeah, now you've said that. I just wrote the first thing that came to my head. And I'm Anthony Kiedis, a notoriously great lyricist. So of course it's going to... No, mate. No. Your fucking inability to hit any note is one thing. The fact that everybody goes on about how bad your lyrics are. Work on your lyrics. No, I'm great. No, I'm great. I'm Anthony Kiedis. I'm great. I'm sure they'll be great. China's on the dark side of the moon, is it? You stupid cunt. You useless cunt. That's really fucking... I mean, that's made this album make a lot more sense, I have to say, Remfry. A lot more sense. And it's actually the fucking arrogance of the cunt. The fucking arrogance of Anthony Kiedis. Just go, whatever I come up with will be good enough for my multi-platinum selling massive rock band, where I'm definitely an equal part of the point and the reason why we became as big. I'm a big artistic contributor to... Your fucking bass player's Flea, mate. Your bass player's Flea, and you've been going, oh, stop slapping that bass. Let me do my hing bone ding bow is up on that is my bing bangs bone for years, and being like, Flea, stop slapping the bass so hard. Stop it. You fucking Flea. Oh yeah, get Flea to stop doing that. The thing that made you famous. Do you know, Flea ever go the last sort of decade or so? Flea is a bit more prominent on this record, which is one of the few positive things I will say about it.
Right.
But why Flea has taken a backseat to this fucking narcissist prick for so long? Why Flea go, you know, people like us because of me, right? You know, I'm the main one. I'm Flea. I'm the main one. You with your bowl cut cunt with your fucking shirt off, eating tofu and going dingly dangly don California. You got fuck all, mate. You should be paying to go and get into their concerts. Let alone thinking you're a fucking artistic... fucking unbelievable. The nerve of the cunt. And he just goes, I'll just rock up and do what I feel like. Whatever comes out. Fuck off, you stupid piece of shit, Kiedis. You're a fucking joke, mate. Absolute fucking joke. I hate him. Sorry, go on, mate.
So as I was saying, wow, I really didn't expect that. I don't know what I expected from that. I just didn't expect that, Steve. But that's nice. That's good. I like that you're passionate. You're certainly more passionate than the Red Hot Chili Peppers are on this record. Yeah. I think that's a large issue with it generally. It's incredibly pedestrian, even when it sort of attempts to sound a little bit kind of... I don't know, just have a little life in it. There's a few weird moments, like the second track, Here Ever After, does have some...
the one where they Flea rips off an old U2 bass line and makes it sound more boring. I mean, Flea does a very good impression of... Yeah, let that sink in. New U2, right? And Flea does a decent job of ripping off kind of good Adam Clayton. But then guess who comes in? She the kind of girl who makes you bone at the best. Rubbish.
It is rubbish. It's really, really boring. Anthony Kiedis absolutely ruins that song. But even everything that Chad Smith, John Frusciante and Flea are doing individually is great. But people talk about the chemistry of this band and the way that they lock in and interweave with one another. And there are examples of that on this record and throughout. I would never ever sit here and say Red Hot Chili Peppers, they don't have good chemistry. I think part of the reason people are excited about John Frusciante coming back is because that chemistry really shines and works with him in the band for whatever reason. But quite often on this record, you can tell they're all brilliant and they're all doing brilliant things, but they sound like they're playing totally different songs. I mean, Flea does just resort to playing scales quite a lot of the time, and it's like, that's not playing to the strengths of the song, you're just playing scales, you know. Like, it's not really the best approach, I don't think. No. I think those first two songs are boring as fuck. We don't get to anything, in my opinion, actually bad, terrible, really embarrassing, until Aquatic Mouth Dance.
Yeah, see, now I actually appreciated that they tried to put brass in there, because that's quite a cool thing to do.
Yes. I love it whenever Flea gets his trumpet out, and that's not a euphemism. Yeah,
although it is as well.
Well, it wasn't in that sentence, but sure.
Not sure I believe you, but fine.
You think I fancy Flea, do you? He's like 60. Not being ageist.
I wasn't allowed to fucking fancy Charlie XX last week because she was
That's true.
29. Now you can't fancy Flea because she's 60.
Was a bit.
What was your cut off for Remfry?
What age? Oh, 58. I don't know. Look,
58.
Yeah.
You'd have sex with 58. You're fucking
No.
fine. No, mate, maybe you would. Like, there's nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Anyway, look, certainly, I tell you who wouldn't mind. Anthony Kiedis wouldn't care. He wouldn't care if he'd go back in time to when Charlie XX was 12 to fucking hook up with her. And Flea. Fucking pervert. Anyway, what's so embarrassing about Aquatic Mouth Dance, Remfry? You go.
Everything.
Everything, yes, correct.
The lyrics, looking back at the years gone by when the message changed my life, heavy metal, the nest was dead, well, and the rappers gave delight. But he was so happy when he came up with that. But I don't know who was looking out for anyone like me and you. I may be here with Susie Sue. Like mentioning things. And Kiedis does this quite a lot. I think it's something he picked up from hip hop. He like mentions things as a kind of tribute to those things. And fuck me, it is poor as shit. Someone needs to turn around to him and go, you know what, mate? Just mentioning a bunch of stuff and putting some... It reads like a Robert Christgau review.
Mate, it reads like a fucking hippie Peter Kay. There's a song called Poster Child, which is... It sounds like it's going to be funk at the start, and it bottles it. It sounds like M People. And it's just Kiedis naming shit from 70s. He's like Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, Iggy and Bowie, Duran, Banana Man, The Smash Robots, John Pertwee as Doctor Who, Cilla Black on Blind Date, and remember when Noel's house party got cancelled. It's like, what, you fucking Peter Kay? You fucking Peter Kay, are you, mate? Just naming shit. Just fucking a whole song of him just going, who remembers Ian Botham when he scored loads of runs in the Ashes? Like, yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Poster Child is another incredibly embarrassing song on the record. It's
Terrible.
Particularly his weird
Dip
of...
the opening credits of Bullseye. Like, what the fuck, mate? What are you doing? Just fucking naming. Ugh.
It is his very laboured, syncopated flow, which you're demonstrating beautifully, may I say,
Thanks,
Steve.
mate.
That really makes it bad. I mean, he really sings Melly Mel and Richard Tell were dancing at the Taco Bell when someone heard a rebel yell. I think it was an infidel. That is, I mean...
Your dad rapping in it. It's your fucking dad rapping. It's your dad rap. Like my dad, I remember, I think I said this before, my dad, one Christmas, I went, Dad, we need to do some rapping. And my dad went, it's Christmas, so it's gonna be happening. Now we have to do some rapping. And it's like, I felt like going, you're the fucking whitest old fuck that's ever lived. And Anthony Kiedis has come in and makes my dad sound like fucking AJ Tracy, right? He's fucking awful. And I don't know what to... it's such a weird thing, because at this point I'm like, so look, he's like that on 1 Minute, right? He's a bit, and Blood Sugar Sex Magic. I mean, he's a good rapper, but we kind of used to get away with it when the songs were good. Certainly more than, I mean, we've missed out in between Aquatic Mouth Dance and Poster Child. There's a song called Not the One, which is really like the first of, it's a ballad. It's like the first of, what are there, like 48 ballads on this record? 48, 70 ballads, and it's terrible. So boring. Literally, it's nothing. It's like nothing. It's like the sound of a fucking bubble popping. It's nothing. And I was listening to that, and I was sort of thinking to myself, this is boring, but they're not the only boring band. But I was like, but at least like Chris Martin can sing. Chris Martin can sing.
Yeah.
Chris Martin is a good singer, right? You might think his music's boring, and you might think his band are dull, and you might think they're stupid, and they're mainstream, and they're middle of the road, and all that crap. But Chris Martin can sing.
He can sing. That is a fact.
Anthony Kiedis sounding like a fucking balloon being deflated. Cannot sing. And he can't rap. And he just names shit. What does he do? Why is he a thing? Why is he alive?
It is kind of bizarre. I mean, just to chuck in my thing about Not the One, you're right, it is the first ballad after 3 songs. But the thing is whilst there aren't any ballads prior to that, all of the songs have sounded so sort of pedestrian, and they kind of sound like ballads. So it feels like a weird ballad in and amongst loads of other ballads. Personally, up to this point in the record, it's my favourite song, but that's not saying an awful lot at all. And it's a really inferior version of, again, stuff they've done in the past. Poster Child is embarrassing and terrible, which we've kind of already talked about. Oh, I said it was the Zephyr song of this album, which is really damning with faint praise. I do think, though, and it's taken a long fucking time, 6 tracks, 7 tracks, I do think The Great Ape is probably the first song on the album that I actually like.
Sounds like a joke to me. Sounds like a joke. Great delicious superstar, don't do the dishes.
Oh, I mean, I only
Rubbish.
like it. I only like it when I'm capable of zoning out Anthony Kiedis' awful lyrics.
She's a boxcar rolling by like a black star in the sky. She's a failure once or twice, like a trailer spinning out for giddy eyes. I don't know how you can. I mean, you're probably not trying to defend his lyrics.
I'm not
thought
defending anything Anthony Kiedis does on this record.
It sort of sounds like something Flight the Conchords would do. I thought.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not defending a single thing that Anthony Kiedis does on this record. The only reason why I think The Great Ape is even worth mentioning at all as something vaguely good is John Frusciante, which will be another recurring theme. He's finally given the space to let rip a little bit more than for just a guitar solo. And the rest, it feels like the rest of the band take a bit of a step back, which is nice. It's a bit of a relief. It's a decent song. It's probably my favourite song on the record. It's between this and one other. And if I were making a Red Hot Chili Peppers Essentials playlist, and I was given, let's say I was given 40 tracks to make a playlist, because they've been going a while, you need quite a few. Mm-hmm.
You do. You are. Yeah.
I can't see this getting on it at all.
No.
So
no,
there you go.
No. We're not going to do every song. I mean, It's Only Natural isn't a cover of the Crowded House song, sadly. It's another sort of yacht rock bollocks. She's a Lover starts out with Flea doing bass. Again, they just dump him back behind. There's a lot of things in this where you get Flea going dong-a-dong-dong-dong at the start of the song and you go, oh, hello. And then it just goes ding-ding-ding-ding-ding.
Yes.
And you think, I thought that might have been a sort of old school funk thing, and you don't really do it.
I thought they were really going for Prince on She's the Lover. She's a Lover.
Heaven, can I have a taste? I would like to lick your face. Fuck off, mate.
Yes.
Fuck off. Fucking
yes.
idiot. You fucking idiot, mate.
I would like to lick your face. There's a global pandemic on, mate. It's the worst time to be licking someone's face. Nice guitar solo, though.
Yeah, if you like. What's the song?
I wrote at this point on the record in my notes just to say I really want the record to end at this point. We aren't even halfway through. And we've kind of already made this comparison on Broken Records, but this is the point where it really started to actually feel like I was doing a broken record rather than a big review.
Is that because of these are the ways when you come from America? The sights, the sounds, the smells.
No. It was She's a Lover that made me feel like that. I think thankfully these are the ways. Once again, I think these are the ways. One of the better songs on the album. Not that it's a great song, but there is
my favourite song on the album.
Okay, fantastic.
It's my favourite song on the album because I don't hate it. Yeah. Kiedis is belching all over it, the useless cunt. And then the last little rocking out bit where he goes away is my favourite bit on the album. It's the end. I was like, I quite like this. It's about 45 seconds long.
Yeah.
And it is literally the only thing on the album where I went, I like that.
Even that's quite
45 seconds long.
Even that's quite unusual, though, isn't it? I think these are the ways.
For me to like 45 seconds of Red Hot Chili Peppers music, yes, it is.
These are the ways. It's track 9 on a 17-track album, right? Red Hot Chili Peppers are a rock band, right? Speaking in massively broad terms, but Red Hot Chili Peppers are a rock band.
They're a rock band.
It takes them 9 tracks to sound remotely like a rock band at all. And These Are the Ways is the one which feels the most rock band. The verses are pretty boring and insipid, but the pre-chorus and the chorus are actually really good. A little bit unusual. They have a bit of life to them. You know, an album of 10 of these would have been a perfectly decent latter-day Red Hot Chili Peppers album, I think. You know, bash, bash, bish, bosh, bishly bosh.
Yeah, it would have been a lot more preferable to what we get.
Would have been all right. But that bit towards the end that you're talking about, the metal bit, I'm going to call it, it's weird because we know that Red Hot Chili Peppers can do metal. They started out as a funk metal band, effectively. They definitely can do, if not metal, then at least stuff that really gets you going.
Hard rock. Hendrixy hard rock.
I was about to say their cover of Fire is a good example of that. We know that they can do that. And Rick Rubin's producing it as well. I mean, he produced Rain and Blood. He can do metal. So why is the production on that part of the song...
American Head Charge.
Why is the production on that part of the song so fucking tame? Why have they really, really, really neutered it? I mean, it's compared to Around the World, the first song on Californication, it sounds tame.
23 years ago.
Yeah, I know. But, like... I don't understand. That's one of the baffling decisions with it. I don't understand. Like, it's a really one-note record, and there's a golden opportunity to make it a little bit more dynamic. And it just... I agree that it's one of the better bits on the album, but it should be bigger and beefier, shouldn't it? Don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Feels really limp.
It's not great. It's not like, oh, yeah, I love this. But I was like, oh, okay, this is quite good.
Something.
And I mean... You know, there's loads of fucking... what you thinking is a load of dip-dip-up, dip-dop, crap.
Boring.
No chorus. Bastards of Light I want to talk about, because they're trying to be Kraftwerk at the start. I mean, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Anthony Kiedis says, everyone here, I swear, is someone's daughter. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty old cunt. Don't worry, though, if you're thinking, oh, no, not the Red Hot Chili Peppers trying to sound like Kraftwerk. Don't worry. It soon turns into some bland, boring Lighthouse Family rip-off with Kiedis asking if he can please make you come. Nah, you're all right, mate. Sounds like fucking Young at Heart by the Bluebells. Remember that song? Young at Heart, you're so young. Sounds like that.
Yeah, it's
shockingly bad. That song. It's
strange.
Shocking.
That strange synth pulse, which the Kraftwerk bit that you're talking about feels like a really poor idea, really poorly executed, and it just feels like it's abandoned midway through the song. It's really, really rubbish. And the "Can I please make you come" line does make me feel sick every time I hear it.
I've picked out a few other, a bit of lyric on One Way Traffic. Ayo, ayo, would you be my traffic jam? Ayo, ayo, spirographic anagram. What are you talking about? You're awful, mate. You are so awful. My name is I Love You on Veronica. That's another one.
Yeah.
The only thing I agree with him on this entire album, there's a bit on Veronica where he says, I'm just lucky to be here. It's like, yeah, fucking right you are, mate. Fucking right you are.
Well, Well, on Veronica, he even says, my name is Veronica. And even that I don't agree with. It's Anthony. There's
so many tragic... I always think about heroin. I think of all the tragic rock star deaths of the 90s to heroin. And I think one of the main tragedies is that Anthony Kiedis wasn't one of them. That is one of the big, big tragedies. Look at Remfry's face. I thought I'd got away with not having to do any cuts, but yeah. You don't cut that.
No.
Everyone agrees with me. Everyone's going to be like, hooray. Yeah. The thought of Anthony Kiedis dying 25 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad, isn't it?
It's terrible.
I've got nothing else. It's bad.
Anything?
Some ends
of
some acoustic bollocks
about
at the end.
I briefly mentioned White Braids and Pillow Chair simply because it's easy to miss this at this point in the album because it's about 50 minutes in, but it goes a bit all country and western for a moment. And really, I'm just pointing it out because even when Red Hot Chili Peppers are trying to experiment on this record, they fail miserably. Not got anything against country and western, just doesn't work with this particular song. I suppose the only thing I want to say is the Heavy Wing. I think the Heavy Wing is another highlight of the record. One of the songs I actually like. It's the second to last track. So again,
too long, isn't it? That's the longest fucking. It's really long, that song.
I think it's long. 5.5 minutes.
That's really long. For them, that is really long.
I mean, it's the second longest on the album. It probably is a bit too long, to be honest with you. I mean, everything on this album's too long. Even the good stuff's too long, I think. But I mean, I do, yeah.
The good stuff.
Okay, yeah, the quote-unquote good stuff. I mean, that's the thing, though, isn't it? I am far kinder to the Chili Peppers than you, generally, and I think there are 3 good songs on a 17-track album. That is pretty appalling. From what you have said, I think you think there's one good song on a 17-track album.
No, I don't even think there's one. I think there's 45 seconds at the end of one of the songs, which I thought was quite good. I'm going to remind everyone, by the way, if you're watching on the old YouTube, 100 quid on one minute. £100 I paid, right? So I'm fucking having my opinion, right?
It does have a lovely lenticular cover, though.
It does, yeah. It's very good. And they were great back then. 17 songs, 1 hour and 13 minutes. Fuck off. You're dead to me. They're dead to me now. You're dead, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah. You are dead. You're the worst band ever now. The worst. Fuck off. The biggest drop off in music. No, because we've done Broken Records. I know the difference between truly, truly abhorrent, awful, utterly, utterly terrible music and something which you just go, well, this is just such a huge drop off. Bigger drop off than Green Day. At least their album was short. Bigger drop off than Oasis. Like, at least they probably, those 2 amazing albums, and then always at least a single maybe on most of their albums.
Yeah.
Bigger drop off than U2. I'm saying it, bigger drop off than U2. Even that last U2 album had 2 good songs on it. Bigger drop off than the Foo Fighters, who have sporadically put out good songs and good stuff over that period. So I'm saying the worst big band. The worst big band. And a front. And this is why I'm so annoyed about it, because I used to fucking love the Chili Peppers, and now I hate them. I hate them so. I hate this record, and I hate them. 1 out of 10. And the reviews it's been getting, I mean, fuck my ass. As if it's been getting reviews like this. As if it's been getting reviews like it's been getting. Fucking 7 in classic rock, 3 in Kerrang.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Clash
4
Music.
in the Rolling Stone.
Clash Music gave it 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. For what?
The Enemy gave it 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. For what, Remfry? For what?
Even Pitchfork have given it 6.2 out of 10, which is insane.
I am genuinely baffled at the reaction to this record, which is such a steaming, bloated, dislikable, generic, middle of the road, unfocused, phoned in fucking mess of an album.
All of that is true. All of that is true.
It is, and it's probably not even the worst Red Hot Chili Peppers album.
No, I don't think it is.
And it is shit beyond belief.
Really
it is
bad.
shit, this record. It is shit.
I mean,
are shit.
It's just boring, isn't
Get
it?
Dave Navarro back in the band. I just want to fucking stick a massive syringe of heroin in Anthony Kiedis' neck and go, go on! Do some fucking drugs! Do some fucking drugs or fuck off! That's what I think.
Good, cool. I don't think we should review Red Hot Chili Peppers again.
No! Split up! Go away! You fucking tainted in your legacy. It's been tainted now. It doesn't really matter. They might as well release an album every year of fucking, salsa covers of Charles Manson songs. Couldn't be much fucking worse than this.
I think that would be better than this, to be totally honest. I mean, look, a slightly more balanced view, possibly. I just think this is really fucking dull, this record. It's really one note, it's really one pace, it's really boring. There are points where it's actually genuinely terrible, and Anthony Kiedis really, really brings it down. I mean, am I prepared to say... I mean, biggest drop-off for a major band is not a bad argument at all. I certainly will say, I mean, I'm super confident in saying that this is the worst album from a big band that has been released in 2022. It's just occurred to me. I'm a big John Frusciante fan. I actually, I would consider myself a fan. But this is the worst Red Hot Chili Peppers album with John Frusciante on it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, even I agree with that. I mean, I don't like Californication.
Yeah.
I think it is hugely overrated. But it's not rubbish on the same level as this. It's got a few songs on it that I quite like, and there are songs that I don't like because I've heard them so many times that I can at least go, I think that's quite well made or quite well done.
Exactly.
It's produced quite well. Not all the time, but some of the time it sounds good. I mean, I Like Dirt does not sound good.
I Like Dirt is awful. Yeah.
It's terrible. It's absolutely
although,
embarrassing when people
like,
say that's the best Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, how can anything...
I mean, if I Like Dirt was on this record, it would be one of the better songs on it. That's the thing. That's how plodding and dull this album is. It's such a shame. I mean, I should have expected it, but yeah, I have to admit, I didn't expect it to be this pedestrian. I'm really stunned at just how boring it is. Still,
I did.
Still highest score for a Red Hot Chili Peppers album on Metacritic. So that
is it?
It is.
Wow.
I mean, it only goes back to By the
well,
Way.
we're wrong then, aren't we?
Yeah, we're obviously wrong.
We must be wrong. Guess we're wrong.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right. See you then. There you go. What's it called? Some shit.
Unlimited Love.
Unlimited Love by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Unlimited Guff. Eh?
More like shit piss cocks. If they released an album called Shit Piss Cocks,
yeah,
I would give it a better review than this, just because I go, wow, at least you admitted it. I think you're shit piss cocks. That does sound like an Anthony Kiedis lyric, doesn't it? Doopty dum dum shit piss cocks. Now it's time for me to change the clock.
I think it's from Party on Your Pussy, probably. Yeah. We should probably wrap this up now because you're just
go on then. Fuck off. Yeah, I'm getting aggressive. I just hate them so much. I just fucking hate this band so fucking much. £100 at Remfry.
Yes,
£100.
Yeah. You chose to spend that money.
And I'd spend it again tomorrow. Well, I wouldn't because I've already got it. But if I didn't have it and I saw it, I would go, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to get it. Would I? I love that album. I love that album. It's the Red Hot Chili Peppers album for people who don't like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. AKA me. It's 1,000 times better than this.
That I agree with.
All right, anyway, thanks very much for listening, everyone. Go over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Riot Act Podcast. We'll be doing the Uplift Mofo Party Plan on Classic Album one day. It's going to be really difficult to do Blood Sugar Sex Magic as a classic album with this bile swirling around in my soul after listening to this record. So I think it'll be a little while before we actually fucking do come back to this.
It'll be my pick, and I'm in no rush to be praising Red Hot Chili Peppers after having to listen to this. No way.
Not at all. Not at all. Anyway, thanks for listening. We'll be back soon. I mean, I don't know what we're going to be reviewing next, but it will be better than this.
It will be.
Trust
Guaranteed.
me, it will be better than this unless we review the contents of Bonjour's fucking litter tray. It will be better than this. And even that probably sounds better on a turntable, to be honest. Anyway, see you later, everyone. Thanks for listening. Bye.